Just a little bit about me for a few of you I don't know. So I'm a professor of public policy and a professor of electrical and computer engineering at Virginia Tech, where we're number 4. Uh, and I'm also affiliated with the Computer Science Department of the National Security Institute. So I wanted to give you an update. I did give a brief overview of CyberSmart back in November of 2022. If we go to the next one. Basically, SMART is science management, applications, regulation, and technology. Basically, we work on everything. I'll give you a couple of examples in a minute. If we go to the next one, people who you might recognize, Shinichiro Matsuo did one of the first digital currencies. Oh yeah, in 1996. We're not talking about, oh wow, they were like 8 years ago. This was before it was cool. Although from some of my startups, the difference between being early and being wrong isn't. Wenjing Liu, who's done a lot of the fundamental work on distributed systems, and actually an up-and-comer, Tejo, who's out at Notre Dame, has been doing a lot of work, and he's been working with me in particular on things like oracles. Go to the next one. So we've got this thing NSF does, if you remember the Stone Soup story, right? So the NSF Stone Soup thing is they give us a little bit of money, and they say, with that little bit of money, go out and get more money. So this is one of the very few programs at the NSF where you are not allowed to use their money for research. Usually they say you may not use this money for anything but research. But here, the idea is to get industrial members, and by industrial members, it's not just like the big banks, although there are some big banks that are members here, but also small startups. And we try to make it very easy for small startups to get involved. C3s can be involved, which you might hear about in a minute. C6s are a bit squishy. We typically don't have that. So they're putting in some funding, but also subject matter experts, because the idea is what the NSF is looking for is if it's basic research, the NSF will fund it. If it's so obvious it's going to succeed, you'll fund it. But it's for the stuff in between where it's a little bit more advanced engineering than the NSF's comfortable with, but from a corporate perspective, it's like, why would I pay for that? That only helps the industry, and that's kind of the key, how to make industries move along. Federal members, basically the NSF considers anyone not NSF to be eligible, so we tend to get actually, not for the digital asset stuff, but for a lot of cybersecurity things, we get a lot of funding from the government. And the universities have skin in the game too. It's not your usual give us money, we'll spend it. We're making significant contributions as well, besides, of course, the expertise in the students. If we go to the next one, this is the kind of stuff that we've worked on. It's the typical academic stuff like decentralized privacy preserving authentication, distributed identity type stuff, digital assets and its governance, layer 2 and smart contract security. But we also do policy. So we've published on CDBCs, what a shocker given Shinichiro's background, token policy, international regulation. We have a lot of involvement, not just from US, but foreign governments, although I can say right away, Russia, China, North Korea, Venezuela, Yemen are not invited. But we also do convening. For those of you who've been coming to this for a long time, recall the spaces at Georgetown, both in Georgetown and downtown. I will have to say this is kind of like owning an airplane. The second happiest day was when you bought it. So thank you very much for taking on. It is not easy to put on, and they are putting on a very, very good program here. We also are a major driver. Many of you have gotten the briefing on the Begin initiative. And again, it's a place where we can safely bring together government and industry. And especially for the lawyers in the room, Some of these things might sound like, ooh, is this going to touch on antitrust? There are actual carve-outs in a number of laws for this particular NSF program. So it's a lot of opportunity. So with that, I will pass the baton. Thank you, Paul.